So Scott, when you were growing up, because you grew up in the Gorge,
Yes.
was this an area of interest? Parks, recreation, outdoor kind of stuff? Was that always something that you were drawn to, or?
Actually, yes.
Yeah?
Yes. I don't remember back when, but I do remember my parents telling me, my mom especially saying, when I actually got into this after college, she says, when you were 6 years old, that's what you kept saying, I'm going to be a park ranger. We used to go camping a lot, and I always was really fascinated by what the park rangers did. So yeah, I actually always wanted to do that. Even growing up through junior high and high school, that was still in my mind. In fact, I remember in high school how they always say most likely to be whatever in the yearbook. Yeah. I was called Yogi Berryman then.
Really?
Yes, because I've always talked about it, and that's what I wanted to do. And I had my mind set that way. I went to college for that specifically, and actually started working for the state of Washington in 1979.
Okay.
So going back and forth a little bit, seasonal. So if you put it all together, about 26 years now.
Yeah, yeah. So right around when you graduated high school, basically.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
So, so then what other things have you done in government that got you to the position that you're in now as Director of Parks and Rec for Wasco County?
Put in my time and a lot of experience, I think. I have 3 degrees, which helped law enforcement, natural resources, astronomy, which I would take classes or go to college whenever it suited the position I was in to do that. And then I was willing to move around whenever there's an opportunity. So, 6 years with the state of Washington, 10 years with the state of Oregon as a law enforcement ranger, and then a couple of years with a county in Washington as a park manager, and continued that build. And actually started here as the trail coordinator for the Riverfront Trail.
Tell me about that, because now that just recently completed, right? Or is it
not completed yet?
Not completed yet. Okay, but it's completed to the dam now. What section is actually completed?
Okay, well, 10-mile proposed. We have approximately 8.5 miles finished.
So nearly.
Nearly.
Okay.
So if you look at the Discovery Center, it's completed from that point down to about Riverfront Park, a little bit past Riverfront Park.
Right.
So the rest of it is through Lone Pine property, Shiloh Inn area, where the state offices are, DMV, that area. The Corps of Engineers built coming from the east to the west by about 1.25 miles, so we just need to tie that in, which is about 1.5 miles to go.
Okay.
And we recently have received a ODOT transportation grant, enhancement grant for that, to finish that.
All right. And when will that be done?
Well, that's a good question. We're looking at the timeline. They want us to get moving on that real quick. And so it's hard to say. Sometimes things go a little slower than we like. So I'd say, I tell people, look for the completion in about 2 years.
About 2 years?
Yes.
Okay. How long has that process, the whole project, when did that start until where it is now?
Well, there was a group that started this, a community group here in 1989.
Really?
Yes. And there's still some of those folks that are still on the Riverfront Trail board, still trying to make this happen.
Wow. And so you played an instrumental role in that for a number of years then?
Well, when I was able to get into Northern Wasco County Parks, that's what I was hired, was replacing the original trail coordinator. Job was trying to find funds and grants and building sections of trail, which I did.
Okay.
And until this position as a director opened up, and a great opportunity for me to go into that.
Yeah. So plans then to stay in the Gorge and continue in this capacity as long as you can? And
that is my plan. I feel like I've gone full circle.
Yeah.
I mean, grew up in this area. I actually graduated from high school in Goldendale, but I played summer ball here in the Dalles, and I had a lot of friends here back then. So I kind of felt like the second city home for me.
Sure.
And through my travels and through my park experience, I feel like I did a full 360, and I would love to stay here, and it means a lot to me here in the Gorge.
Yeah. Obviously the beauty, and I've asked people this before that are in, positions of sort of stewardship of our, all that we have here in the Gorge. Having been yourself in other areas and other parks and things like that. What do you think it is about Wasco County and just the gorge in general that really makes this such a satisfying place to work and live?
Oh, I think there's an abundant reasons there, actually. I mean, it's you said it earlier, it's beautiful here. It really is. And there's so much diversity here, and just looking at recreation itself, between water sports and hiking and, boy.
On and on.
On and on, really.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, there's so much that it offers here. And the people here, I think, are a big part of that. I mean, it was amazing to me when building a skate park, how many folks lent a hand or did a donation or tried to help us fundraise. I mean, that's just one project.
Right.
It's just amazing how the folks here want something better for the community and how they work together.
Well, very good. I think we'll just leave it at that. That's very important. I think that's a good way to go out. It's about the people.
Yes, it is.
So, all right. Well, hey, Scott, thanks for your
John,
time.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Pleasure meeting you.
You too.
So, you guys, thanks again for watching, and look forward to seeing you again right here on Localite. And remember, take care of each other.
Do you have a guest idea? Let us know. Go to localite.com.